Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show. As you see right here, the number one contender for the Undisputed Championship, Cody Rhodes, is in action. Cody Rhodes takes on Solo Sikoa. We'll talk about Cody having his moment against Solo Sikoa coming up, as well as The Miz. He hosts Miz TV. The Miz, the host of WrestleMania. The Miz hosting WrestleMania this weekend. He had true legendary guests on his Miz TV show. We'll talk about that as he welcomed women's tag team champion Becky Lynch and Lita to the show. And a lot more. Bobby Lashley. He's looking forward for his WrestleMania moment. Lashley probably getting his WrestleMania moment, as well as Brock Lesnar and a couple of others coming up. Austin Theory cut a promo in the ring. We'll get to that as well. Even Finn Balor, it was like the go home WrestleMania. Finn Balor saying he's bringing the demon, and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn causing a lot of ruckus and stuff. We'll get to that coming up as the Pro Wrestling Show presents the Raw Ring Report. It starts right now. Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host as always, Kendrick Dix here. Glad you can join us here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribing is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button, and no, you won't miss a thing. As you see right here, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. He'll take on the Balor Sikoa days before challenging Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes trying to get some momentum going in his anticipated match against Solo Sikoa coming up as well. A lot of WrestleMania caliber moments in this, as well as the Miz host Miz TV with special guests Trish Stratus and Raw Women's Tag Team Champions Lita and Becky Lynch. That's going to be a barn burner, as well as the WrestleMania Showcase match between the Street Profits and Braun Strowman and Ricochet teaming up in an 8-man tag against American Alpha. Alpha Academy, Chad Chad Gable and Otis and the Vicious Viking Raiders. And plus two, Brock Lesnar and Almost have their weigh in for their official WrestleMania match. Man, WrestleMania season is getting high gear, and we're here on the Pro Wrestling Show going to talk about it. When we talk about it, we're going to talk about it like that. All right, we're going to get into it right now. A lot going on, including hot topics as well. Stacy Keibler, she has legs and she knows how to use them. Stacy Keibler officially enters the WWE Hall of Fame this weekend. We'll see Stacy Keibler coming on. So let's get started with the Raw Ring Report coming up right now on the Raw Ring Report. We're going to get with this. We'll talk about Cody and Solo coming up later in the main event. Miz welcomes women's tag team champions, the Trish Stratus and Lita, along with Trish Stratus. They're having their match this weekend. And like I said, Miz is going to bring it here on Miz TV. And what a Miz TV it was, having the women's tag team champions Becky Lynch and Lita and Trish Stratus sat down with the Miz. And amazing. Trish Stratus and Becky Lynch and Lita. We told you there's gonna be some rumor reports on what's going on, what might go down, but we'll talk about that during this weekend for the Pro Wrestling Show. Predict the outcome. Well, we see these three women united, and Becky Lynch kind of leading the charge in a way. Talking about that, I think Becky Lynch acting like she was part of the Attitude Era herself. But you know how that go. Well, Damage Control, their opponents they meet at WrestleMania, came out there to interrupt them. And what an interruption it was. Bailey, Io Sky, and Dakota Kai. The interruption caused the more chaos and stuff on what went down. We can tell right here these women are ready to go. Well, we'll tell you this. It didn't end up being that way, as we saw the action. Becky Lynch took on Io Sky 1-on-1 in the match. Becky Lynch get the win with the manhandle slam. Got the win, okay. Now these women are ready. Their name Eston Stone for their latest WrestleMania match at WrestleMania, that 6-woman tag team match. Um, Everyone's looking forward to seeing that. So hey, we're gonna look forward to seeing it this weekend at WrestleMania. Look for predict the outcome, the WrestleMania, whenever this match gonna take place. We don't know when the match gonna take place. We probably get more details this Friday on SmackDown. I believe this match gonna take place on night 2, that Sunday, or probably night 1, that Saturday. Because that Saturday, whoever wins that showcase match, uh, get the tag team champion. So I'm thinking it's gonna be that Saturday. But we look forward to seeing that way for that Saturday. Um, Becky Lynch, Lita, and Trish. Becky Lynch teaming up with that in a 6-woman tag team match. Speaking of that, Brock Lesnar and Gunther. Brock Lesnar, not Gunther, but Brock Lesnar and Omos, the mighty Omos and Brock Lesnar will meet at WrestleMania 1-on-1. And they did a huge weigh-in between these two gigantic men. These two gigantic men want to prove who's the biggest and baddest in WWE. Well, but Brock Lesnar felt for himself in that weigh-in. He tried to get the upper hand on Omos, try to take the big man down. The big man didn't go down. Omos tried to use his feet and his strength to take Brock Lesnar down and pull Brock Lesnar outside the ring. I think Brock didn't see that coming. Well, Brock probably a bit more than he can chew and what he did. But you can tell with Omos and stuff, Brock Lesnar's got his work cut out for him at WrestleMania. I'll tell you that right now. Well, it was a good confrontation. Well, speaking of that, Seth Rollins, he went against Mustafa Ali. I don't know why Seth Rollins went against Mustafa Ali, but Seth Rollins went out there and defeated Mustafa Ali. Seth Rollins had a stern message for his who he'll meet at WrestleMania. Seth Rollins, when Mustafa Ali and Seth Rollins had that confrontation earlier, Mustafa Ali was trying to brighten up Seth Rollins' day and trying to tell him to think positive. Mustafa Ali going through a different character change. I think Seth Rollins figured that out. And Seth Rollins now trying to get the upper hand, beating Mustafa Ali. But Seth Rollins said throughout the end of that match that if he does not beat Logan Paul, then he's a joke. I was thinking he was going to say he was going to retire from the ring or quit WWE. He didn't say that, but I mean, you got to add more depth into it. Not right like you're a joke. I mean, many people might think you're a joke because what you're wearing and stuff, see outfits and stuff. But you should have said, "Hey, I'll quit WWE." Just throwing more suspense. I think that was Seth Rollins should have done. I think his wife should have told him about that. I'm coming for. I blame her a little bit, but like I said, we'll have to wait and see on how that's going to play out as well. They also did a good package right here, highlighting Bianca Belair and Asuka for their match at WrestleMania. The match at first was promising. Now the match is kind of bland. Hopefully they might add some drama and suspense to this match. It's Bianca Belair. It's the longest reigning black champion WWE. Almost heading to WrestleMania in a full year as champion. So this is Bianca Belair's moment as champion for full year. 1 year reign and running her division. Being successful in her division. Oscar could take away. Oscar know a thing or two becoming Raw Women's Champion, holding the Women's Championship, and Oscar want nothing more or less to win the championship that she so richly desires. So we'll wait and see on that. Speaking of that, um, Theory, the United States champion, he gets to meet John Cena in the opening match that Saturday at WrestleMania. Theory said that he was in an empty arena, like it was the pandemic arena all over again. Theory came out there with no fans, no fanfare. Theory told what he needed to say and stuff about John Cena. He is sort of like the next John Cena when you think about it in terms of pecking order. Theory didn't have no fanfare, nothing. I think they made a mistake on that. Theory should have been out there with the fans to get his point across on what he's going to do rather than now an empty arena. I think they wasted Theory's time like that, and I think they should have capitalized while Theory was in the audience. And Theory should have got a cardboard box of John Cena. They could have just showed him on the big screen or something. But they won't be taken serious. But I think it was okay, but I felt like Theory could have done a little bit better with an empty crowd. It just didn't make no sense. It made him look like a idiot like that. But what I would have done was had Theory come out there with fans and cut the promo on his life, saying what he's gonna do to Cena at WrestleMania. Because Theory can speak and talk. I mean, it ain't like he can speak and talk without without people when in front of people. Nah, that just don't make no sense whatsoever. I think they wasted their time on Theory. I think Theory should have did a little bit better, but that's not his fault. That's creative fault. Always creatives. Well, we know this. This coming up on SmackDown, the Memorial Battle Royal right here. We know the list of names: Bobby Lashley, Johnny Gargano, Dexter Lumis, Rick Boogs, Dolph Ziggler, Elias, Mustafa Ali, Xavier Woods, Madcap Moss, Luke Anderson, the Anderson Gallows, Baron Corbin, Bronson Reed, Karen Cross, LA Knight, Cedric Alexander, Shelton Benjamin, Mansoor, Mace, Top Dollar, Shanti Diodon, Rich Holland, Butch, Angel, Alberto Santos. It's just a list of who's going to be the winner of the Andre Memorial Battle Royal. I think Lashley, but I'll say that well, it could be Lashley, it could be LA Knight, it could be Bronson Reed, it could be Karen Cross. You have to wait and see. We'll tell you this weekend on Predict the Outcome for WrestleMania this weekend. WrestleMania goes Hollywood, indeed. What a Hollywood venture it was going to be. Speaking of that, like I said, Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville earned themselves a opportunity, defeating a couple other women to earn themselves the final four slot in the women's tag team showcase. Um, Chelsea Green pulling her name out there with the Karen gimmick, so it's kind of working to her effect. So hey, Chelsea Green kind of know what she's doing. So hey, speaking of that, speaking of women, Rhea Ripley came out. Rhea Ripley was backstage talking about she's going to eradicate Charlotte Flair and take her legacy, and she said she needs that to beat Charlotte Flair because she needs to do so. Rhea Ripley has been strong ever since winning the Women's Royal Rumble. Rhea Ripley could be the one to dethrone Charlotte Flair and become the SmackDown Women's Champion, and that could be a possibility. Rhea Ripley winning the SmackDown Gold and taking it with her to away from Charlotte Flair from Hollywood. Rhea Ripley with a strong promo, and Rhea Ripley could be the real deal, but she says she has to beat Charlotte Flair to right the wrongs that happened to her 3 years ago at WrestleMania. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. Speaking of that, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, they saying the same thing too. They're gonna take down the Usos. They want the tag team championship, the undisputed tag team gold. The only way to get the pry out, you got to pry out the Usos to do so. So Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens sent a valid, simple but clear message that they're going to be taking the tag team championships away from the Usos, and they want to do so. And Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens play a vital role in that match. Well, in the main event later on, we'll talk about that. Speaking of that, Dominic Mysterio, he comes out there talking, and Dominic saying that he is taller, better looking than his father Ray, and said that he wish Eddie Guerrero was his father and wish he can spell his name from the Guerrero family. Dominic being disrespectful when it comes to stuff like that. I think when Dominic kind of put himself away, sometimes too with Dominic Mysterio, he did what he did. Well, Dominic's father Ray was in action. Ray was in action against Damian Priest earlier, and Ray and Ray Dominic Ray won. Rey Mysterio coming back to Raw. Well, even further knows that he enhanced the feud. Um, Ray won his match, but Dominic getting the upper hand on his father. These two men will meet. Father versus son. It's going to be called Dysfunctional Mania between Ray and his son Dominic. We'll see that match at WrestleMania and stuff. Plus, what else happened? I'm trying to see what. Well, this is the also too. This is what Dominic did. He mounted on his father, beating his father down. I'm like, oh my god, this is ridiculous. Dominic got to be ashamed of himself, and he should be on what he did. But we'll just have to wait and see on that one. We'll tell you and predict the outcome this weekend. Who I believe is going to merge victorious in their match as well. Mm. Finally, the main event. Well, Gunter was in action. I meant to say Gunter was in action. Gunter defeated who he needs defeated. Gunter probably doing a test run on Raw, and what Gunter doing, if he can't win the Intercontinental title, he might get drafted. It was kind of like a preview of what Gunter is going to deal with. So we could see that Gunter winning the coveted, keeping the Intercontinental Championship intact. So hey, we'll see. But we told you this interesting statistic right here. If Gunter loses the Intercontinental Championship, Sheamus would be a Triple Crown winner, as well as KO wins the Tag Team Championship. KO is going to be a Triple Crown winner. So we could have two Triple Crown winners that night at WrestleMania, whenever that might be. So, and finally, the main event. The main event of the night was Cody Rhodes taking on Solo Sikoa. Remember a couple of weeks ago, Cody told Solo that he's not ready. Well, let me show this right quick. Gunter, he did defeat Dolph Ziggler, so Gunter doing his thing and could be heading to WrestleMania with his gold intact, but we'll wait and see how that's gonna go. Told you, all right, we can move forward to Cody versus Solo Sikoa. Cody taking on Solo Sikoa. We know that Solo Sikoa says he's ready. Cody but believes he's not ready. Well, we're gonna wait. We're gonna find out as Cody looking forward this week on SmackDown to be confronted for the final time with the match against undisputed champion Roman Reigns. And Roman Reigns ain't gonna wait to no bit. And Roman coming Cody took on Solo, and Cody defeated Solo Sikoa in his first match, being undefeated. Solo Sikoa losing to Cody with a crossroads pin with the help and assist of KO and Sami Zayn. Man, that's miscarriage of justice. So what happened? But like I said, we could see that there could be a possibility. Cody Rhodes could lead WrestleMania as the undisputed champion, the WWE and the Universal Champion as undisputed. So we'll wait. We'll tell you. We'll have to wait and see on that one. So hey, looking forward to seeing that match as well. All right. And Paul Heyman as well. He kind of made comments too, watching Cody from behind, saying Cody doesn't have a chance. Well, we just have to wait and see on that one. Cody Rhodes, this is opportunity of a lifetime. You know, when he won the Royal Rumble and came in number 30, they should have made him, wrestle if he would, he's gonna win. Well, we'll know. We'll know. I'll tell you that. Predict the outcome. But like I said about Cody, he came in last in the Royal Rumble, which I think he should a little longer. Could have came in the numbers earlier than 30, like 15 or probably 2. So stick it out. But Cody Rhodes could be winning the championship, but we'll tell you that coming up this weekend on our special edition. The Pro Wrestling Show is going to extend throughout this March of WrestleMania week. What on March of WrestleMania week going to have? We're going to have predict the outcome for WrestleMania Saturday, Sunday. We're going to have it for Stand Deliver, the NXT Ring Report. We just had ended the Raw Ring Report and the AEW Ring Report throughout this week. So it's going to be WrestleMania week coverage throughout the week here on the Pro Wrestling Show. So join us here live and in living color on that. All right. All right. Like I said, too, we're going to move forward to Wrestling Hot Topics. On Wrestling Hot Topics, we got word that Stacy Keibler is going into the WWE Hall of Fame, the woman who got legs and knows how to use them. Stacy Keibler finally goes into the WWE Hall of Fame. Keibler, memorable moments. She was never a champion, but she was kind of like Babe of the Year. So Stacy Keibler earned her rightful place into the WWE Hall of Fame. Who can remember her feuds against Trish Stratus? Lita, a feuds against Tori Wilson, Braun Panties matches. I remember playing those games all the time. Her competing in Braun Panties like Schoolgirl, Leather and Lace, nurse outfits or something. So Stacy Keibler earns her spot, earns her rightful place into the WWE Hall of Fame. Congratulations to Stacy Keibler on this gigantic moment. Stacy Keibler will be enshrined into the WWE Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Stacy. Well, speaking of that, the number one contender for the Undisputed Championship, Cody. We just told you earlier, Cody had defeated Sosa Cole to make him undefeated. Cody Rhodes is doing that so far. Well, this past weekend, Cody showcasing a belt he's gonna wear at Mania with all the names of all the companies he worked for. So AEW might be in it, all the companies. So Cody's paying homage to all the companies and stuff. But this was a little bit out of the blue. Cody picked up Braun Strowman. Now Braun Strowman is a huge man. He's about 6'8". Cody's about at least 6'2", 6'3". Picking up another huge man. I think Cody is looking forward for his moment of destiny, winning the championship if he can do it. Could this be the moment right here? Cody Rhodes winning the championship and putting down the empire of Roman Reigns, the head of the tape, the whatever you want to call it, the tribal chief. Now we're getting reports that Triple H may be looking towards getting a new WWE championship design. Triple H might be the force behind the power. I'll tell you that right now. Triple H with the WrestleMania in tow, so we'll have to wait and see on that one how that's gonna play out. Also, too, Tony Khan. Well, not we'll get to Tony Khan a little bit later on the show, but we're hearing this right here. The Bloodline did a spoof on Goodfellas. Roman Reigns playing Goodfellas. Even Paul Heyman got into the fun. I guess Paul Heyman trying to get himself ready together. So hey, we'll have to wait and see on that one. Even to Finn Balor saying that he's gonna bring the demon. The demon is coming. And he's saying that demon is coming. His demon is ready to be unleashed. And Cody getting himself together for his match. Not Cody, but Finn Balor saying he's gonna bring the demon. So Finn Balor looking forward to bring that demon, whatever that demon might be. So we're looking forward to seeing Finn Balor versus Edge at WrestleMania. So speaking of that, as well as this, we're saying that the ad sales that AEW and WWE were the top sellers and stuff. You see Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, there's a lot. Even the NWO selling. I'm like NWO. So they got a lot of merchandise pushers and stuff, movers and shakers. This was on WrestleNomics and stuff as well. Even Cage, Brian Cage, said, trying to get some buzz going about him and Lashley meeting each other and stuff, saying he was undefeated at Impact against Lashley. His Cage just trying to get himself something going. So hey, we just wait and see on how that's gonna play out as well. Speaking of that, Tony Khan, Lashley get this done. Tony Khan saying this Wednesday on Dynamite, Ken Omega, who's trying to come back on a singles run again, taking on Jeff Cobb for Omega's New Japan US title. So we'll see that coming up as well. So hey. And finally, this was supposed to be the original WrestleMania card. Bianca Belair taking on Charlotte for the Raw Women's title. Ronda taking on Rhea Ripley. They switched it over, so we got Charlotte versus Rhea, and Bianca taking on Asuka. So, hey, only time will tell on that. So how that be going forward. All right. And one more thing before we go. They saying there's a rumor report that Cody Rhodes may take on Randy Orton at SummerSlam in Detroit. So Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton at SummerSlam. And that's going to play out at SummerSlam in Detroit. We just have to wait and see how that's going to pan out eventually. So, hey, how that's going to do. All right, we're going to end the Raw Ring Report, kicking off the March to WrestleMania week with Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes getting himself together, getting himself ready for his Undisputed Championship match. He's going to SmackDown this week to confront Universal Champion Roman Reigns. We look forward to seeing the confrontation. We take a look back at what Cody defeated Solo Sikoa, undefeated Solo Sikoa. Solo Sikoa losing his first match in the WWE, undefeated by the hands of Cody Rhodes. Thank you all for watching this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show presents the Raw Ring Report, March to WrestleMania week. I've been your host, Kenny Dixon. We'll see you tomorrow for NXT, March to WrestleMania week for Stand and Deliver. See you then.